Hello friends, in this video we are going to talk about text editing in HTML. So what we mean by text editing is simply that we are going to modify or beautify some text on our HTML page using some HTML features. So in the body section of my page, I have a message which is a single line that says Neymar is a fantastic footballer, and I want to use this to illustrate some of the different text editings we can do using HTML, just HTML without any CSS. The first text editing we are going to see is how to make a text bold in HTML. So I have my message or my sentence, and let's assume that I wanted to make this first name or this first word, which is Neymar, to be bold and shown in a different manner from the rest of the sentence. I can make this particular content, which in our case is just this single name, to be bold using an HTML tag which is known as strong in full words, and then I will press enter to create the tag. Then I will simply copy or cut this name and paste in between the strong tag. Now this is going to show the name Neymar highlighted bold. So let's save this and we are going to see our browser. We see that in the browser, Neymar is a fantastic footballer is displayed, and the particular name Neymar, which we wrote within the strong tag, has been written in bold. An alternative way to do that, or to do the same thing, is changing strong, and instead of using strong, I will use the B tag. So you see it is much shorter to write B, and it is going to do exactly the same thing. If I save this, I will check the browser again and we see the same thing is given as result. Now instead of making our text bold, I may want to write it differently. Like for example, I can make this to be written as slant text, or which is commonly known as italic. In HTML, we can do that using the I tag, which stands for italic. So I will change the opening and closing tags to I and save this. And here we see that instead of the name being displayed in bold, it is displayed in italic or as slanting text. Now we can also achieve this same italic using another tag, which is the EM tag. It does the same thing as the italic tag, which is to slant the text. And we can see we have the same result as before. Now we can also change this to give another edit, like to make the text underlined, and this can be done using the U tag, which stands for underline in HTML. So if I simply say U Neymar, it means underline whatever is between this opening and closing U tag. Let's save and see the result, and we can see the name Neymar is underlined just as expected. And we can also decide for all of these editings or tags, we can decide to do them or apply them for the entire sentence or phrase. We see that everything is still going to be displayed or done as we expect, but I just want it to be on the footballer's name only, so that we can see the difference with the rest of the sentence for each of them. Now the next element we are going to see is the mark element, M-A-R-K, which stands for mark, and I will also change the closing tag to the same thing. So the mark element is going to display our text to be shown in a way like it was highlighted using a highlighter on a book or on a page. So let me save and we will see what I'm talking about. We see Neymar is highlighted in yellow, whereas the rest of the sentence isn't highlighted. The next element is the small element. Small, as the name implies, it is simply going to display the selected elements in a small or in smaller characters as compared to the rest of the sentence, which is what we can see. If you look very well, the name Neymar is displayed slightly smaller or in slightly smaller characters than the rest of the sentence. Now after the small, we are going to see the DEL tag, which stands for delete. And what this does, it's going to cross a line on our text or on the selected text, like in a way to show that it has been cancelled. like when you cancel something on a paper with a pen. So we can see Neymar has been crossed or cancelled with a line. That is because we have used the del or deleted element. Now the next element we are going to see is the sub element, which stands for subscript. As the name implies, it is an element that is going to display our selected text as a subscript as compared to the rest of the sentence. Let's see what I mean by this. We can see that Neymar is shown as a subscript. A subscript implies something or some text that is displayed below and in smaller characters than the rest of the sentence. With the small tag, it simply made the text or the size of the characters of the word to be smaller than the rest of the sentence, but with the subscript, it not only makes the text smaller, but it also makes it to go down like a subscript like we know in normal terms. And in contrast to the subscript, we also have the superscript, which is SUP instead of B. And this makes the text to be a superscript, meaning that it is going to be in smaller characters also, but it's going to go upwards instead. I hope we all know what a superscript means. So this is what I was talking about. So these are some basic text editings we can do in HTML using just HTML elements or tags without any CSS.